Hello and welcome to all our viewers in Nigeria and around the world to Midday News on Global Television, coming to you live from the nation's capital, Abuja. I am Sadia Yakubu. A quick reminder that Global Television is on DSTV channel 365 and Star Times channels 276. And now the news in details. President Bola Tinubu has described the Arugungu International Fishing Festival as a powerful symbol of national unity, resilience, and Nigerians' rich cultural heritage, saying the 83-year-old event reflects the enduring spirit of the people of Kebbi State. Speaking at the festive ground, Tinubu credited improved security coordination, intelligence gathering, and community engagement for the relative peace that enabled this year's celebration to hold successfully. The president assured the Nigerians that his administration remains determined to defeat banditry and insurgency in order to sustain peace, protect livelihoods, and drive economic growth. Meanwhile, a massive 59-kilogram fish emerged as the biggest catch at the 61st edition of the festive, drawing excitement from thousands of spectators gathered at the Martin Father River. The record-breaking catch was secured by Abubakar Usman from Miyawa local government area, underscoring the festival's enduring appeal as a major cultural and tourism attraction. Vice President Kashim Shettima says Nigeria is prepared to collaborate with African Union member states to strengthen continental health security, pharmaceutical independency, and emergency response system. Speaking on the sidelines of the AU summit in Addis Ababa, Shettima outlined ongoing efforts to expand local drug manufacturing, improve regulatory standards, and increase domestic health financing. The summit also witnessed the formal launch of the African Health Security and Sovereignty Initiative aimed at reducing the continent's reliance on external medical supplies. The founder of Ganduje Foundation and former national chairman of the All Progressives Congress, Abdullahi Umar Ganduje, has commissioned a Jumu'at mosque in the Bachirawa area of Kano metropolis. Global Television's correspondent Idris Jibril reports that the event was attended by the Emir of Kano, Alhaji Aminu Ado Bayero, alongside religious leaders drawn from across the state. His reports.
The mosque, named Hajia Asia Muhammad Memorial Mosque, is equipped with an Islamic learning center aimed at providing children in the Bachirawa community with sound Islamic education in accordance with Islamic teachings. While commissioning the mosque and the Islamiyah school, the founder of the foundation, Abdullahi Umar Ganduje, stated that the foundation has remained committed over the years to promoting Islamic learning and scholarship, not only in Kano State, but across Nigeria and some neighboring West African countries. Ganduje called on Muslims to make good use of the mosque by upholding the teachings of Islam and praying for Nigeria's continued peaceful coexistence.
You can attend to your prayers, Friday prayers and daily prayers, and also you can come and attend some sermons in this mosque. And also there is a school for you, a school for your children, 16 classrooms, well furnished with headmaster's office, with staff room. Everything is well furnished, ready for your children. Your children will be able to learn Islamic knowledge. They will also be able to learn Western education. So I urge you to patronize this school and the mosque.
Also speaking at the event, the Emir of Kano, Alhaji Aminu Ado Bayero, expressed appreciation for the gesture, noting that the Ganduje Foundation has for decades remained at the forefront of promoting Islam. The Emir urged the people of Kano State to continue living peacefully with one another and to pray for God to grant the founder Abdullahi Umar Ganduje long life and good health.
Muna gode wa shugaban wannan gidauniya wato Dr. Abdullahi Umar Ganduje
We want to thank His Excellency, the former governor of Kano State, for this gesture. I know for several years, Ganduje Foundation has been doing a lot in terms of promoting the teachings of Islam by providing mosque, Islamia schools, and several other key activities relating to Islam. We thank you, Your Excellency, and we call on the people of Kano State to continue to pray for continuous peaceful coexistence of Kano State and Nigeria in general. The senator representing Kano South, Abdurrahman Kawu Sumaila, described Ganduje as a devoted Muslim committed to ensuring that the teachings of the Prophet of Islam are upheld by providing an enabling environment for worship.
From my understanding, the only way where we will achieve a nationhood is to insist and provide moral education. Moral education through religious propagation. If we achieve in doing so, definitely we will live in unity, harmony, and there will be prosperity.
The mosque and the Islamia school have now been officially handed over to Jama'atu Izalatul Bid'ah wa Iqamatus Sunnah under the leadership of a renowned Islamic cleric, Sheikh Lawal Triumph. From Kano, Idris Jibrin, Global Television News.
The Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, Nyesom Wike, has expressed mixed satisfaction over the progress of the ongoing judicial infrastructure projects in Abuja, as inspected facilities in Asokoro, Garki, and Jabi districts. The projects include the construction and upgrade of Magistrate Court Complex and supporting facilities aimed at strengthening the judiciary in the nation's capital. Kabir Hassan reports.
During the inspection tour, the minister visited a magistrate court project in Asokoro, assessed ongoing works at judicial facility in Garki, and later proceeded to Jabi, where additional court infrastructure is under development. Addressing journalists, Wike said while progress in some locations was commendable, there were areas requiring improved pace and stricter supervision to meet delivery timelines.
We are taking time to inspect our intervention in the judicial sector, the FCT, High Court, and Magistrate Courts. We've been to Asokoro. I've seen level work, even though the topography is very bad. And then we went to Jabi. Jabi was the last one, which we did foundation December last year. Now we're in Garki. You can see how far this has gone. Very impressed with the quality of job. The contractors have said before the end of June, they will have handed over this project.
The minister noted that the projects are part of the deliberate effort to support judiciary as a key arm of government, stressing that modern court infrastructure enhances efficiency and the administration of justice. He assured that the FCT administration will continue to monitor progress closely to ensure contractors meet agreed standards and timelines. The inspection formed part of the ongoing supervision of strategic infrastructure projects across the Federal Capital Territory. Kabir Hassan, reporting for Global TV News.
Widows of fallen heroes, injured servicemen, veterans, and families of frontline officers have been honored at an outreach program by the Green Horses Heroes Foundation as stakeholders called for improved welfare and healthcare support for personnel who sacrifice for national security. Samuel Odi reports.
The outreach brought together military veterans, serving personnel and families of fallen heroes in a show of solidarity and appreciation for their service. Beneficiaries received food items, gifts, and medical support packages, with organizers recognizing the resilience of families supporting Nigerian security force through years of conflicts and national emergencies. Special guest of honor, Vice Air Marshal Adu Bida, retired, described the initiative as timely, stressing the need for sustained support for injured personnel and families of fallen officers.
We are all together in spite of all that is happening in this country. Let's not worry what the situation is. The situation keeps changing.
Widows and injured veterans also shared their experience, highlighting challenges in accessing healthcare, rehabilitation, and financial support. The call on the federal government to expand medical coverage for veterans and establish specialized rehabilitation centers nationwide.
As I am like this now, I'm in need of wheelchair. I don't have wheelchair. And as you can see, they said they have this surgery for me 7 months ago back. But up to now, I'm not seeing any sign of changes. Please, if they can help me, they are taking soldiers outside country for inter-treatment. Please, they should help me.
The APC Amoka are now somersaulted, so that is not landing on my 2 legs. That is how I now go amputate. This is not how I joined the army. I joined the army with my 2 legs, but today I'm no longer have 2 legs. Yes, I'm calling the government to look into our situation, that they already have the disability, and those who are in the front line, to encourage them.
The Green Hero Foundation says it will sustain its outreach programs to ensure the sacrifice of Nigerians defenders are recognized and supported. Samuel Odi for Global Television News.
Residents of Itulu in Ukum local government area of Benue State are calling for a new approach to tackle insecurity in the sanctuary axis. At the stakeholders meeting, the community urged the state government to adopt an amnesty and reconciliation framework to rehabilitate repentant youth and restore lasting peace across the region. Correspondent Felicity Nderi reports.
Concerned by recurring violence in Ukum and neighboring communities, leaders and residents of Ituru convened a peaceful meeting to explore non-violent solutions to the crisis. The forum highlighted the need for dialogue, disarmament and structured reintegration programs as part of broader efforts to end criminality in the area. At the gathering, the councillor representing Ituru Ward, Honorable Priscilla here, called for reconciliation to complement security operations, urging a structured process for repentant youth to disarm alongside rehabilitation and livelihood support to ensure lasting peace. Responding, the Commissioner for Agriculture and Food Security, Benjamin Ashavi, and the Governor's Special Advisor on Women Affairs and Social Welfare, Scholastica Benso, described amnesty and reintegration supported by economic empowerment as practical solutions to addressing the root causes of violence.
Yes, they are brothers and sisters, and what we want is peace. So our plea is that they should contact their traditional rulers who are the custodian of our culture and the society at large.
And the governor has indeed done a lot to tighten the security of this area so that such things does not happen again.
The delegation also inspected the Giga Bridge linking Bagi, Chitu and Zakibiam, executed under the Rural Access and Agricultural Marketing Project. The bridge aims is to improve rural connectivity and boost agricultural productivity.
And I'm glad that just 3 months after the award of the contract, the project has come to fruition.
For this is going to influence a lot of agricultural and economic activities for the people and also enhance security.
Relief materials, including food, household supplies, and cash were distributed to residents affected by insecurity. Community members expressed hope that a combination of reconciliation, infrastructure development, and economic support would pave the way for lasting peace in Ukum. In Bagi, Felicity Ndere reporting for Global Television News.
Road crashes remain a grave safety challenge across Nigeria, cutting lives short and leaving families in anguish. Despite repeated warnings, preventable accidents continue to occur on highways and inner roads nationwide, Sa'adatu Garba reports.
From overspeeding to reckless overtaking and outright disregard for traffic regulations, dangerous driving habits remain a major trigger of road crashes. Added to the poor road conditions, potholes, faded markings, and inadequate street lighting, and the risk multiply, especially at night. The sector commander of the Federal Road Safety Corps, Felix Seaman, identifies distracted driving, mobile phone use, mechanical faults, and excessive speed as key contributors to the alarming statistics.
Majority of the causes revolves around the human factor. And these human factors can be speeding, can be wrongful overtaking, can be distracted driving, can be broken down vehicle, can be distracted driving, that is by way of using a phone while driving, or even fatigue, especially for interstate people.
The consequences are devastating: loss of lives, permanent injuries, and economic setbacks from medical bills and loss of productivity. Safety authorities are urging motorists to obey traffic laws, use seat belts and child restraints, while motorcyclists are advised to wear helmets at all times.
So, but we insist that vehicles must reach at least the minimum safety standard. So a lot of times, the vehicles that are even involved in crisis are not necessarily the ones that are even bad in terms of roadworthiness. So, but they contribute, they are a factor, because the brakes can fail, so many things can happen to the vehicle.
They also call for improved road maintenance, clearer signage, and sustained public enlightenment. With stricter enforcement and responsible road use, stakeholders believe the tide can be turned. Saada Sugarba, reporting for Global TV News.
You're watching the live broadcast of Midday News. The Midday News continues after this with the forecast, plus business, foreign and sports stories on the other side of this break. Please stay with us.
Glad to have you join us. We expect the continued southward retreat of the intertropical discontinuity. As a result, most weather activities will be concentrated across the southern parts of the country, as seen in our forecast for Sunday, where isolated thunderstorms are anticipated over the coastal cities, spreading across the most inland areas of the south, including parts of southern Kogi State. These storms may be accompanied by moderate rainfall and occasional gusty winds. Across the north-central region, conditions are expected to remain largely sunny with a few patches of cloud throughout the day. However, due to high temperatures combined with increased moisture, thermal discomfort is anticipated across much of the region, as well as southern parts of the country. The northern region is expected to remain predominantly dry and sunny throughout the forecast period. And that's the weather forecast for Sunday. I'm Safia Sayunusa. Thank you for watching and stay weather away.
Welcome back from that short break. And in business news, governors of central banks from 12 West African countries are meeting in Monrovia to finalize technical, legal, and institutional frameworks required for proposed eco-regional currency. The three-day meeting under the ECOWAS framework is focusing on macroeconomic convergence criteria, governance structures, and optional readiness ahead of the planned 2027 rollout. Officials thus described the move as a critical step towards deeper economic integration, despite past delays caused by fiscal imbalances and policy misalignments among member states. Chinese President Xi Jinping has announced that China will remove tariffs on imports from 53 African countries beginning May 1st, expanding trade access across the continent. The zero tariff policy applies to all African nations with diplomatic ties to Beijing, excluded due to its recognition of Taiwan. Chinese authorities say the decision is aimed at boosting economic cooperation, strengthening supply chains, and creating new development opportunities for African exporters. And on the foreign scene, South African police have arrested a woman in connection with the murder of 22-year-old Nigerian e-hailing driver Isaac Satlat in Petrovia West. Authorities say Satlat was attacked after picking up passengers, and his body was later discovered inside his hijacked vehicle. The suspect is expected to appear in court on charges of murder and car hijacking as the incident sparks renewed concern over the safety of foreign nationals. The African Union is holding its annual summit in Addis Ababa as conflicts and coups continue to spread across the continent, rising from fresh questions about the bloc's effectiveness. Mukhtar Qasim reports.
Leaders of the African Union are meeting at its headquarters in Addis Ababa for their annual summit. The gathering comes at a time of war in Sudan and the Democratic Republic of Congo, persistent insurgencies in the Sahel, and a wave of military coups since 2020. Critics say the African Union lacks the power and funding to act decisively, noting that it still depends heavily on external partners for much of its budget and has struggled to ensure its own anti-coup rules. African Union officials maintain that the body continues to support dialogue and prevent conflict behind the scenes, while also advancing works in health, trade, and development. But as leaders deliberate in Addis Ababa, analysts say the challenge remains whether the African Union can move beyond statements of concern and assert stronger influence in resolving the continent's mounting crisis. Mukhtar Qasim, reporting for Global Television News.
State President Donald Trump has threatened to bypass Congress and impose nationwide voting regulations through executive order ahead of the November midterm elections. He says the proposed measures would require voter identification and proof of citizenship if lawmakers fail to pass the reforms. Critics argue the move could disenfranchise millions of voters and raise constitutional questions over federal authorities in election administration. And in sport, Nigerians Falconets have defeated Senegal 2-1 in Dakar to secure a 3-1 aggregate victory and advance to the final round of qualifiers for the 2026 Women Under-20 World Cup. Goals from Chinaza Kindness Ifeanyi and Precious Oscar sealed the win despite late pressure from the hosts. The Falconets will now face Malawi in a decisive tie for place at the tournament scheduled to be held in Poland. Nigerian Eniola Bolaji has won a silver medal at the 2026 Para Badminton World Championship in Bahrain after a strong run to the women's SL3 final. She delivered an impressive performance through the tournament before the finishing second to Japan's Shino Kawai in the championship match. Nigerian also secured a bronze medal through Chigozie Nana in the men's SL4 category, marking a historic outing for the country at the global events. And that's it on Media News. A quick reminder that Global Television is on DSTV channel 365 and Star Times channels 276. Kindly follow us across all social media platforms now showing on your screen using our Global TV NG. I am Sadia Yakubu saying thank you for watching.